Welcome to Deadline Horror News for the week of September 16th, 2021. I'm Josh, and I'm joined here with Donnie.
Hey.
The Professor Smoke.
Oh.
And surprise, surprise, Will is going to actually be here this week.
Bang, bang.
And we are, of course, from the All-American Spookshow Horror Podcast. And as always, of course, we want to remind you to like and subscribe to the channel, down there on the bottom, and click the little bell over there to be notified when we upload new videos. So these new Deadline Horror News come out every Thursday, so you want to be notified when they come up. So just click on the bell. Also want to remind you to become a supporter of the Spook Show by going over to patreon.com/AASpookShow. Sign up to become a patron. We have levels starting at $1, $3, all the way up to $1,000 level, which we call the Spook Show Insanity level, which, but you never know. Somebody might do it one of these days, but I highly doubt it. You never know. The main attraction, of course, over on Patreon, among other things, is the Library of the Professor segment that we do every Tuesday. Those come out. There are new video minisodes. And that is where the Professor Smoke himself takes a curated selection from his personal collection that you see there behind him. And he talks about it and gives his rating. So it's always a good, fun time to be had there to visit the old library. I want to remind you that episode 73 of the podcast just came out. That's out now. It just came out this past Monday. And it's our latest movie review episode, and we talk Maximum Overdrive from 1986, the first and only movie Stephen King ever directed. And, of course, we welcomed special guest Michael Felsher, who's the owner-operator of Red Shirt Pictures, who worked on the Vestron video Blu-ray release. He worked on the special features, like all the documentaries and the featurettes and stuff that were on the disc. That's pretty much all his stuff. So it was a cool interview. We, got a chance to sit down and talk to him, and of course, it was a good episode all around. So go check that out. That's wherever you can get your podcast. Next Monday is episode 74, and that's our next Spook Show Spotlight. And we're going to be talking about the origins of Halloween. That comes out next Monday, September 20th at 6 p.m. East. Unless you're a patron, and you're probably listening to it already, or you will be at least a day or two before it's released to the masses next Monday. So if you become a patron at least the $5 level, you can already get, probably go ahead and listen to it, or very soon you'll be listening to it. So you get it early. So I guess that's it, Donnie. So what's the latest deadlines and horror news?
Yeah, man. I actually found that filming wrapped on the new Predator movie. It's currently titled Skulls, and it's reportedly to be a prequel to the original classic Predator we all know and love. But it's supposed to tell the tale of the Predator's initial journey to Earth. It's directed by Danny Trachtenberg. He's got 32 IMDb credits. He directed 10 Cloverfield Lane, an episode of The Boys, which you guys like, and an episode of Black Mirror. It's rumored to be straight to Hulu. And a little side note, I thought this was interesting. You guys might remember this. Jean-Claude Van Damme was actually cast as the original Predator. Did you guys know this?
I've never heard that.
Yeah, he was cast as the original Predator, but he just complained the whole time because, honestly, I can't blame him. The original suit, if you've never seen the original Predator suit, this thing was shit. It was just... it
would be cumbersome. Plus, I'm sure he did. I don't want to cover up my beautiful face. So
apparently, he was confused about the role. He thought that he would. He didn't know he was going to be invisible half the damn movie. He was completely confused about it. He thought he was going to, go up against Schwarzenegger and then do his martial arts and shit. Yeah. Anyway, he got fired. So
he didn't think he was going to be at a playground. Different type of predator. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's to catch a predator. That's a whole different.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like they've
Mike's hard.
It seems like they've already done some kind of Predator prequel or something. Well, maybe not a prequel. That one, I guess. I know there have been various other Predators. And they kind of jump all around and may or may not be connected. So,
yeah.
I mean, I've watched all the other ones, so I'll watch this one too. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
Another thing, Guillermo del Toro, Nightmare Alley. It was actually pushed back a week. It was supposed to come out in early December. It's been pushed back to December 17th, but it's only going to be in theaters. It's rated R for strong, bloody violence, some sexual content, nudity, which we all love, and language, which Smoke doesn't.
Ironically,
yeah, right. But no, it's got to
say a bad word in my life.
Yeah. Right. But yeah, it's got a nice cast to it, and that star-studded cast. Bradley Cooper, Kate Blanchett, Toni Collette, Willem Dafoe, Richard Jenkins, Rooney Mara, Ron Perlman, Mary Steenburgen, and David Strathairn. So some notable names. So yeah, the synopsis is like a young Carney.
Enough said. You can just stop reading.
I'm in.
Yeah, there you go. A young Carney. Yeah, that's basically that.
It's Guillermo del Toro, so it's going to look awesome, and it's about a carny. That's all you need to know.
That's it, man.
And it's got Ron Perlman in it, but what?
Yeah, right.
Doesn't.
Yeah, that's awesome. The only, I say the only one, I guess to kind of close out the headlines, Halloween Kills is going to be basically a double release. I say a double release. It's going to hit Peacock the same day that it hits the theaters.
Yeah,
they announced this last week.
Yeah, I think I saw it like the day after we did last week's Deadline Horror News. I was like,
it was afterward. Yeah,
the day after. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's actually going to happen on October 15th when it releases in theaters. It's going to hit Peacock on streaming. Now, it seems to be that Universal made quite a bit of money off of the Boss Baby movie. I think they said that movie made like $57 million at the box office when they did a similar kind of pivot. But no, it's that should be interesting.
It is ironic, funny, interesting, however you want to phrase it, that basically this movie was supposed to come out last year. I think they only delayed it a year because they wanted it to be in theaters, right? I mean, I think that was the main reasoning.
Yeah. Now they're gonna, basically making it an event, like, stay home or,
And now, as soon as you get a month or so out from it actually coming out, oh, by the way, it's going to be on Peacock as well. You could have done this a year ago.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah.
Oh, well, either way, we're going to be going to check that out either on Peacock or in the theaters, all four of us, and we're going to be talking about it like the week after it comes out, like right here on the podcast. So.
Yeah,
I think we've got that one scheduled to be like the episode before Halloween, I think. So we'll be checking that one out.
Yep.
Moving on from the headlines, we have 4 conventions, and these are kind of worldwide here, the ones that I found. Starting Friday, so this will be tomorrow in Dallas, Texas. We got Fan Expo Dallas 2021. Guests there include Ron Perlman, Carl Weathers, William Shatner, and there's a handful of others. I think we've talked about a couple of these fan expos because like that. This one's one of those kind of like Comic-Con type deals where it's like it's not just horror or it's not just comics. It's more of a pop culture type of thing. It's a little bit of everything at these things. So that's going to be going on in Dallas this weekend, and they're also going to be having a Jurassic World exhibit is going to be there. And then they're going to have an after party. I think it's this Saturday night called the Multiverse of Movie Madness after party. So you can find out more about all that stuff over on fanexpohq.com for tickets and all about the events and some other guests and everything. It's a pretty good list. There's one in Connecticut, Naugatuck, Connecticut, I think is how you say it.
Yeah, sure.
It's called, we'll go with that.
I'm sure we butchered it.
Yeah. These dumb rednecks. It's called Connecticut.
But you're not supposed to be saying Nantucket, are you?
No. This is no.
Okay.
I'm not screwing it up that bad. No, this is Naugatuck. But it's called Connecticut Horror Fest 2021. Guests there include Matthew Lillard, Skeet Ulrich, Katie Featherston from the Paranormal Activity movies. They're going to have some panels. They're going to have one for Paranormal Activity because they've got Katie Featherston and like 2 or 3 other people that were involved with that. So there's going to be a panel for that. There's going to be a Scream panel since they got Lillard and Skeet Ulrich, and it seems like a couple other people there for that one. And they're also going to have a panel on The Thing because there's a couple of kind of background guys that are going to be there. So they're going to have a panel on that, and then they're also going to have like a kids and an adults costume contest. So, but that is only this Saturday. That's not a 3-day con. That is just Saturday, September 18th. So you can go to horrornewsnetwork.net to get more information and tickets and all that on that. One more here in the U.S. in Hampton, Virginia, Haunted Screams Expo 2021. That is Saturday and Sunday, so that's a 2-day event this weekend. Guests there include, now this is more of your traditional horror convention. Guests include Felissa Rose, Linnea Quigley, Michael Berryman, David Howard Thornton, a handful of others that are going to have something called the Monster On Makeup Competition. They're going to have kids and adults costume contest, just like the other one there. But I thought this was interesting. They're going to have something called a knife fight, and it's called a knife fight competition, where apparently you're straight up fighting with knives. But there's rules. There's actual rules, and I'm sure it's safe. And there's points and stuff. I'm sure they're not just in there just murdering each other with hunting knives. But
somebody's going to bring a gun to a knife fight.
Yeah.
Wait a sec.
But they're just straight up calling it knife fight. And
these guns.
It would be interesting to check out, if nothing else. I'd like to see this go down. But that's going to be in Hampton, Virginia this weekend. So you can get ticket information there at hauntedscreams.com. And then the last one I'll mention, this is all the way in Spain. It's in Coslada, Madrid, Spain. It's called HorrorCon Spain 2021, and it's only this Saturday, September 18th. Now this doesn't seem like it's your traditional convention in a sense. It seems more like it's like they're going to have workshops, roundtable discussions, debates, small exhibitions. So I think it's more of kind of like a meeting of the minds kind of thing, than it is like your traditional convention, where you're going to get autographs and pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it sounds interesting. But yeah, if you're across the pond there in Spain and you're in that general vicinity, that's going on, and you can find out ticket information and everything else there at horrorconspain.com. So I thought that was interesting to note. The box office report from this past weekend of September 10th through the 12th. Number 10, Respect. Number 9, Show Me the Father in its opening weekend. I don't know anything about that.
I don't know.
Number 8 in its opening weekend, The Card Counter. Number 7, Don't Breathe 2 in its 5th week made $1.1 million for a total of $30.2 million so far. Number 6,
the card counter. That's not about playing naked Uno.
Yeah, I don't think about strip Uno. I don't think.
No idea.
Yeah, don't know how.
Is this a new game that's kind of taking over the internet?
I've never heard anything about it. Don't know anything about it.
You mentioned was it Show Me the Father? I was like, yeah, is this Maury Povich? No.
Well, speaking of strip Uno, Paw Patrol the movie is number 6 on the list, and its 4th week. Number 5, Jungle Cruise. Number 4, Candyman in its 3rd week made $4.7 million for a total of $47.9 million so far. So that's doing really good. Number 3 in its opening weekend, Malignant made $5.4 million. This was another one of those in theaters and on HBO Max releases. So I actually went on HBO Max. I didn't go to the theaters to see this, thank God. I'll leave it there. We're going to be talking about this one very soon. I can promise you that. That was an interesting movie. And I'm sure there'll be lots of people watching this video that will have something to say about that movie. So, we're going to get on that very soon. Probably after Halloween by the time, since we have things lined up. But yeah. Number 2 this weekend, Free Guy in its 5th week, which I actually did go to the theaters this past weekend and watched. And I enjoyed it. It was pretty good. It's pretty much exactly what you expect, but it was a fun time. It was a good movie. And number 1 in its 2nd week, once again, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings made $34.7 million in its 2nd week, which is only a little over half of from what it made the 1st week, its opening week. So it's already in 2 weeks made $144.5 million. So that movie is well on its way to probably breaking the bank as far as pandemic numbers are concerned. New releases this week. tomorrow on DVD, we have Prisoners of the Ghostland. Now, I'm pretty sure that's the new Nicolas Cage movie. It looks batshit crazy. That's been postponed for a while. So that one comes out tomorrow on DVD, and also tomorrow on video on demand is Candyman. That comes out on VOD. Next Tuesday, the 21st, Night of the Animated Dead and Escape Room Tournament of Champions. That's the second Escape Room movie. Those come out next Tuesday on video on demand, and next Tuesday, the 21st, on DVD. We've got Boys from County Hell, The Power, and The Evil Next Door. So those are the big releases coming up tomorrow and then next Tuesday on DVD and VOD. And one more thing to note before we sign off here, there are 3 horror anniversary dates coming up over the next few days. This Sunday, the 19th, in 1922, producer-writer Anthony Hines was born. And Monday, September 20th, composer James Bernard was born. And also the same day, Monday the 20th, in 1973, that's the anniversary of the death of actor Glenn Strange. He passed away in 1973 on that day. So we haven't had any horror anniversaries to mention here the last couple of weeks. So I saw those and figured it'd be worth mentioning. So I guess that's it for Deadline Horror News for this week. So like we mentioned earlier, we've got episode 73 out. That's on the main podcast. That just came out. Next Monday is episode 74, Spook Show Spotlight, Origins of Halloween. Every Tuesday on Patreon, New Library of the Professor. And every Thursday right here, Deadline Horror News. So for Donnie, Will, Professor Smoke, I'm Josh. We are the All-American Spookshow Horror Podcast. We will see you next week.
Later.
Yeah.